So obviously the statistics that stand out are, the free throw differential and the three-point shooting. I mean, the big thing for us is at least 3 of their threes were just on offensive rebound effort plays. And I told the guys at halftime, 2 of them there at the end of the second quarter, without watching the film, our guys should have had them. So there's a lot of ways to look at it. With the team that we have, even to start the year, frankly, I mean, we got to make those plays if we're going to win. We do. And our second half defense was really what it needs to be against a really good offensive team. The beginning of the game, we played like a team that hadn't played for 4 days, and then obviously we struggled to make shots.
Steve, what can you do, if anything, to get the offense revved up? Is it just simply, you can't just say to guys, make shots?
Well, listen, it's a huge part of it. I mean, I always tell them about 2 things is if we want to be good, guys got to be on top of their individual games, and we all need to be expert on our team game. And I think the screening component is part of it. But frankly, watching the last 4 games slowly and over, we're getting good shots, So, I mean, a big part of it is you got to step up and make shots. So it's shot making is, I mean, look, to win and be good, what's more important than shot making? So, I mean, there's definitely a personal part of it, and yet I have a say in it too, a part in it.
Looks like there was a difference in the bench scoring as well, but it looks like
their bench has been terrific all year. I mean, it's a big part of why they're good, and obviously we're playing with, 3 of the guys that we play in being in our top 8 out right now. So, I mean, to a certain degree, that makes sense,
They were over 55% most of the first half. How disappointing was that with the defensive focus that you wanted to come in with?
Yeah, but but that's why I made the point. I thought our defense in the second half was really good. They held them to 45, and sometimes when you don't play for 4 days, that happens. So I felt like once we got in rhythm, second half, our pick and roll defense was very good. And if we don't foul there at the end, I mean, we had 2 possessions, I believe, at -7, -8, where we fouled, both like really bad fouls. So, I mean, you want to look at the whole game. That game right there defensively, John, that's going to be one of the elite games. We're going to be first or second, third in the NBA playing that game defensively every night. So that I wouldn't agree with. I thought our defense was more than good enough to win.
Steve, were you happy with the shots Terrence took? And if you are happy, is he off balance, out of rhythm?
I haven't watched the film yet, but he's been getting good shots. I mean, listen, we just had a meeting, just so you know, and this degree of difficulty is a totally false. Totally false. To this point, he's getting the same shots with the same degree of difficulty that he had all last year. So to say he's getting tougher shots is totally false. Totally.
Coach, I know you're not about moral victories with your guys, but can you assess how Aaron played tonight going up against one of the better, defenders in the league, and how he competed against Jimmy Butler?
No, I thought he was great. Both ends of the floor. I thought he was great. I mean, he played 2 positions. He guarded Bam for a while. He guarded Jimmy the majority of the time, and I thought he was, obviously terrific. Both ends of the floor, great all-around performance.
One more time.
You alluded to this in your opening comments with regard to allowing the offensive rebounds the Heat got, but how much of a backbreaker was Hero's 3 when they were up 6 and following 2 Heat offensive rebounds? So how much of a backbreaker was it, and what did you see in terms of just getting to those off?
Yeah, that one I didn't see. It was, that one was, I believe, we had a smaller guy on Adebayo. He kept the first one alive. Then the second one, I'm not sure. But, no, that was the third one, like I told the guys in there. So they were, +6 in the three-point game. Obviously, that's a ton of points. But at least three of them were on offensive rebounds. The 2 in the last, I'd say 3.5 minutes of the first half, and then that one. Those are the 3 that stick out in my mind.